Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Betty Mwaura, and thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for coming to see what we are uploading every week. Every week we do 2 videos that touch on personal and business success, and it's our pleasure and joy to share what it is that we know that can take your business and your personal life to the next level. Today I'd like us to discuss I just want to share my own experience, and I want to give us 4 things that I wish I knew before I started my own business. So a little background, I was working for a corporate, the biggest corporate in my country, and it was good. I was performing, I was getting them accolades, I was getting them, I was getting the targets well, and I was hitting them really, really well. And so I decided, I need a bigger challenge than this. And I live with that mentality that, I'm a performer, I am very productive where I'm working, this is me. So that means when I get out there, especially if I'm doing my own thing, I shall get it better than getting it in the corporate world. So I get out here and start a training business. And life happens. So for you who is looking at starting a business, and probably you're working for the corporate world, or you're working for an SME, or you're working for someone, and your head is telling you that the moment you leave and start your own business, things are going to be better than where you are. I don't want to discourage you. I just want to tell you the truth. And I'll be very authentic about this because I know it will help someone. So 4 things I wish I knew before I started my own business. And number 1, I wish I knew that it was going to be a very tough journey. It's, we have this idea that, I can do this. I can make it happen for me. I can hit the targets. I can get them the customers, and I'll make it work. So what you forget is that all the responsibilities of running a company now lie with you. So I didn't know that all the responsibilities were going to be lying on me. For example, every single bottle of water, I needed to know where it's coming from, where the taxes were going to be coming from, where every single thing, a single paper, a single pen, anything in the company, I needed to know where that was coming from. Number 2, I wish I knew that all the decisions to do with the company were gonna be coming from me. So be they be good decisions, be they be bad decisions, they were gonna be coming from me. And it, with time, you realize that, this is hard, especially my hardest decision to make was to let a staff member leave and let them go. And fire them. It wasn't interesting for me because I hadn't seen that coming, but it was inevitable that they needed to go. And so I wish I had known that, I wish I had thought about those processes before I started business. And so once in a while the economy is not doing well, probably you're working for a big company. So you never worry, you come to work, there's money, there's food, there's a seat, there's a lift, there's somewhere to sit, there are people to talk to, there is a phone you can use to call anybody you wish to call. Never take those things for granted. They took someone. In this case, my own company, they took me to ensure that those things were working. So I wish I knew that. And that means, because it's a very tough journey, a very treacherous one, to make a business turn, it's not easy. It means that I needed to have thought about it so that I think about the resilience and what techniques I'm going to use when those things come my way, the difficult moments. I needed to know that. So that was one of them. I wish I knew that it's a very tough journey. Number 2, I wish I knew that in a business, you aren't meant to be eating alone. And on that note, there's a book I recommended that we read beginning of the year. I hope you read it. And this is the book. It's called Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. I read this book a few years ago, and the lessons I learned from this book are, they've been very, very useful for me. So I wish I knew that running a business didn't mean entirely Betty Mwaura was there, to do everything around the business. And I wish I spent part of my money to find a team very early into the business to work with. But every new business owner is wondering, so if I hire a team, how is this going to work out? So you want to do everything alone. You want to be the accountant, you want to be the messenger, you want to be the everything in your company. Literally, you are eating alone. You are making the money and eating alone. And that doesn't work very, very well. So one time, I get really uncomfortable with whatever was happening with the taxes and decide, what, let me hire an accountant. I'll figure out how this is going to work. And I hire an accountant. Sooner than later, I find that he has better ideas than I had around taxes. And most importantly, he even helped me make my work easier to free me to look for customers for my business. And that actually brought in more revenues than I had never thought about. So if you want to start a new business, you need to know that running around alone for so long will cripple your business and bring it down. And point number 3 that I wish I knew before I started my own business is, being busy doesn't mean you're being productive. And I'll repeat that. Being busy doesn't mean productivity. What is being busy? Some of us, you start a new business, and because you are afraid where money is going to come from to pay your bills, you get busy doing 5 other things. So you start a training business with the very best intentions, but sooner or later you start wondering, all right, I haven't had 2 clients for my training business, end month is coming, or the next three months, end months are coming, what will I do? So you decide, to put something on the side, something that you consider a low-hanging fruit, so that it can bring you some income so that you cover your bills. What you don't know, my friend, is that you are losing focus. You are focusing on something very good, maybe training, maybe, car selling vehicles, or whatever business it is you want to get into. However, you panicked and starting getting busy. So what does that mean? If you invest in 5 more businesses, you are a very busy person. However, if you sat down to critically look at what is happening to you, you will quickly realize that you're not being productive. By the time you come, by the time you one business, you need to go out and put a fire. By the time you come back putting out a fire from this business, this one now is burning. So you need to concentrate on this one and put out a fire. This one is burning. And by the time you realize, you are totally messed up. Meaning that we must look at becoming focused, decide what you want to do. In my book, Activate and Monetize Your Potential book, I mentioned that this book, I am the author of this book, and I mentioned that before you get into business, not even kindly, go out there and realize who is it you want to work with. What is it you want to do? So that you don't want to do 10 different things at a go. That being the case, realize what you want to do, then focus. And guys, focus is the biggest ally to success. When you can focus, then don't worry too much. Bills will get paid with time. There is no business that grows too quickly, and money does not grow on trees that we are going to, get some money from a tree. You grow that business so that it pays you later. So never, when you are too busy, don't think you're being productive. You need to always audit and realize if you're being busy or you're being productive or you are both or what it is you are doing. But I would suggest always look at being productive at the end of the day. And the last point that I want to share for today, but I can attach some in the video. You can download a lot more pointers. I'll share them with you so that you can, find the whole lot of things that I experienced and I wish I knew. So the last point I want to share for today is I wish I knew from the beginning that for me to run a successful business, hiring a business coach is a non-negotiable. I wish I knew that. I had an idea of business coaches, and I sat with them for 1-2 hours, and I wanted free service, and it wasn't forthcoming because really that's what they do for living. So there's no way they were going to be giving me free advice every day. And I see a lot of us wanting to find free advice from coaches and mentors every day. Nobody has such time. It's a lie. Nobody will afford to keep picking your phone calls, replying to your emails. They might reply 1 or 2 times, but the third time they will not. Not because they don't want to help you, but because they are busy doing something else for productivity. So I wish I knew that I needed to hire a business coach who would, number one, help me not reinvent the wheel. What does that mean? It means I didn't need to go and start things from scratch. A business coach knows, if I talk to them, they know exactly where should I begin, who should I talk to, what should I drop, what should I start doing, and that makes my journey really, really easy. Number 2, having a business coach helps you have an accountability person. A coach is someone who, is telling you, you tell them what it is you want to achieve, and they keep you accountable. The reason why we don't succeed a lot in business is because we have nobody to account to. So we can be our own boss. We can come to work at 11. We can leave whatever time we wish. We are the boss. Sometimes you don't even come to work, and you expect others to work for you and give you 100% productivity. It ain't happening, my dear. But if you have a coach, they keep you accountable. Where are the figures, Betty? My coach is always asking me, Betty, where are we with the figures? What's happening? What's up? And that keeps me extremely accountable. So I wish I knew at the beginning I would have hired a business coach in good time. Of course, I hired one in the long run. However, it was a bit late. I would have achieved much, much more if I had me a business coach before I started. And of course, a business coach will also help you have a world outlook at how things are going, especially if they are coaching many different people, like here in the office, and I coach a lot of business people. So I have an idea about lots and lots of businesses. I have an idea about what to do, what not to do. So a business coach makes your journey less treacherous. So for today, I would like to share those pointers, and you can download the rest of the pointers in a cheat sheet that we have attached, and I know you're going to be finding some help there. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.